bank has now embarked on a very large project around the initiative of customer experience. And it is our belief and the belief of the entire management team of this bank that customer experience can really cause a permanent differentiation between this bank, IndusInd Bank, and the rest of the banking industry. As you know, over the last 10 years, IndusInd Bank has differentiated itself on many scores. So we have produced superior products, superior services. We've got applause from our competitors, from our shareholders. What about our customers? Have we heard our customers speak? And have the customers also appreciated what the bank has done in the same way, for instance, as investors and analysts have appreciated what we have done? So I'm going to talk about why we are embarking on this project. And let me start by making a very basic differentiation between experience and service. What is the difference between customer experience and service? To take a very common example, if you walk into, as a customer, you walk into our branch, and if you encash your check in the next 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, that's good service. Experience is a much wider term, and service is only a part of that wider. So when you entered the branch, what did you feel about the condition of the branch? Was it neat and clean? That's part of the experience. Was it crowded? Was it noisy? Did you have to stand in a queue? How did the teller behave towards you? Did the teller ask you, do you want notes of a particular time? Did he give you new notes or soiled notes? All that forms part of this whole concept of experience. So superior service cannot be interpreted as superior customer experience. So experience is what we want to count in the minds of our customers. Let me give you 2 examples of superior customer experience. And all of us have experienced the Uber or the Ola, for instance. Now, what is the difference between traveling from point A to point B in a black and yellow cab versus an Uber or an Ola cab? First, of course, is that the Ola or the Uber cab comes to you when you want it. You don't have to stand on the road. You enter a cab or a car of your choice. You can choose which one you want. It's neat and clean. It's air conditioned. You don't have to search for change in your wallet. You get in the car and get out of the car, Uber or Ola car, without actually paying because it's been debited to your credit card. That is part of superior customer experience compared to, say, the ordinary taxi. Likewise, you go and buy on Amazon. You buy books or whatever you want to buy. You see a superior customer experience. That's the difference we are trying to create. And some of the specialists call it Uberization of banking. In my experience of almost 45 years, I have not seen or come across a banking institution which really creates that sort of a superior customer experience. In fact, there was a study which shows that while people enjoy going to a retail outlet for shopping, they don't enjoy going to a bank. And what is the reason behind all this? Because banking is considered to be a sort of onerous, sort of a must-do. I have to go to the bank, but I love going for shopping. Now, can you create that same sort of experience in banking as well? That is what we have sort of embarked upon. And in the 2 examples that I gave you of Uber and Amazon, what is the underlying differentiation? The underlying differentiation is one of convenience, right? It's convenient to get into a Uber or a Ola. And that's why we have also chosen convenience as one of our the pillars of this initiative on customer experience. We've chosen the SEFT concept, that you must be seamless. The experience of customer experience must be seamless, it must be easy, it must be fast, and it must be transparent. So this is the basis of why we want to do this initiative on customer experience. And all 26,000 of you will go through this experience itself on creating this new platform of customer experience.
As we get into the next phase of our client experience journey, there are 3 impediments which we all need to commit to. Number 1, redefine processes and technology to have customer first as the key in the processes. Number 2, change the culture of the organization at an employee level. Number 3, use data as an enabler to get more individual offers to the client level.
To make IndusInd Bank the most convenient bank in the country, I think the first and foremost target is to put the customer at the heart of our offering. To make the customer front and center makes the customer actually receive the benefits of convenience. And the mnemonic that we are going to use for that is basically seamless, easy, fast and transparent. I think it's all about making it easier and better and quicker for the customer. So that's what we are going to focus on in this entire new initiative of Customer First.
This engagement needs to be mutually beneficial engagement, and then only we'll be able to derive the results out of that. It should be like treating a guest. A happy guest becomes very happy. He will be definitely would like to come again to your place. Similarly, the customer, he feels happy with the service. Naturally, he will come with his 2 more friends to your place. And that's what we are looking at. It's not a revenue of one time, but it is a relationship which should multiply in the days to come, and that will ensure us growth.
You know, CEX to my mind is not a strategic change or something like that, but rather it is a cultural change which will happen in the organization. This cultural change is going to be both top down and bottoms up. To my mind, it is ultimately the culture which drives our beliefs, beliefs which drive our behavior, behaviors result in our habits, and it is the right habit which is ultimately going to ensure that we will keep customer experience in the mind of everything we do and create and be the number 1 bank as far as convenience is concerned.
I think the greatest satisfaction that anybody gets is when they get praise, they get an award, they're recognized when they do something well. But I think if you were to look at it a little more closely, I think greater than that would be the feeling, a sense of pride and of accomplishment of doing something which comes to you from within and not from what someone gives to you or says to you. And I think that lies at the crux of customer experience. Customer experience is giving that sense of wow or aha to a customer. It's not just customer satisfaction, it's taking it to a different level.
The customer experience is bringing about a cultural change in the entire organization. Down to every single employee at the junior most level thinks about a client, thinks about a customer in whatever one does, whether it's a process or it is a product or it is a solution or it is a request from the client. The customer comes first.
Towards being customer focused, we have initiated a whole lot of changes in the bank. We have improved products, we have changed our processes, and we have even re-looked at some of the organizational structures. However, none of this will be impactful until we change ourselves, until we become customer focused from within. It has to be an inspired action from within us to be customer focused. And I urge you all to develop this change in our own attitude.
I think the Customer First initiative can certainly help IndusInd become a very convenient bank, India's most convenient bank. And I think it's very much about not thinking of the business in silos, but thinking of the business as a whole. So for example, if you have seen a musical performance, an orchestra for example, you have so many different instruments playing and they all perform a fantastic outcome. In the same manner, you have businesses in the bank, whether it is sales and service, whether it's online or offline, whether it's branch or non-branch delivery, all working together to create a harmonious end-to-end experience for the client. And I think if we can get there, we will certainly become India's most convenient bank.
We should always think of the customer first and how we can make our interactions of the customer convenient. So for this, we are launching something which is called SEFT, SEFT, just seamless, easy, fast and transparent. If we can achieve the SEFT principles, our customer experience and convenience will become the prime thing and will make customers come back to us and be loyal to our bank.
The SEFT and the Customer First program that is being run by the bank will help redefine and recalibrate how we deliver our products and services to our customers. Digital will be a key component in driving the customer experience towards an SEFT model, and we in transaction banking are taking a number of initiatives towards that.
Customer First is a key initiative and a very important initiative which is going to be building on how we can make our bank convenient to our customers. Convenient to transact with, convenient to deal with, convenient to expect the deliveries that they require. Convenient in the context of providing their instructions, convenient in the idea of opening their accounts, convenient in making sure that we are able to provide them the services they require at the time that they require the same. Customer First is keeping your customer at the center and the heart of everything that we do. It is to break down silos across the various units and to work towards keeping the customer at the center and addressing the needs of the customers. Customer First implies that the customer is able to either complete the transaction in a seamless, easy, fast, or in a transparent manner.
Okay, so one of the challenges that I hear from the ground is the key difference between customer service and client experience. And I would like to take this opportunity today to explain the difference. So when we speak about customer service to me is measurement, is about error rate, is about greeting the customer, smiling to the customer. When the customer walks into the branch and he's greeted by a customer service executive, his transaction is taken promptly. His problem is addressed, his transaction is completed. He receives an advice which is accurate, he gets the statement. That is the basic customer service that I spoke about. But if he walks into the branch manager steps out of his cabin, addresses him by his name. So this is the wow factor. So that's the difference between customer service and client experience. And this is where we want to be. That's the next level, and we want all of us to be part of this journey. So our vision was to create a distinct value proposition. The objective was to have a value proposition that can be sustainable. And we had series of interviews. There were several meetings which were done. We also met with clients. Lots of things are important to clients, but some things are more important than the others. The Customer First program and the whole CX journey, it's the most important initiative for the organization.
The bank is spending a lot of time, money and effort, and is convinced that if you execute it properly, we can make a difference in the banking industry. It's a change in the way we think about customers. And this whole concept of customer first, for instance, means that whatever you do, you keep customer first in your mind.
One of the building blocks in our PC4 plan is the client experience journey. We want to be the most convenient bank in India. Consumer Bank started this journey in PC2. For example, which we did in PC2 were 1. Choice money, number 2. My account, my number, and number 3. Fingerprint banking.
What we've done is that we've taken on all the core customer facing processes and we're completely revisiting them, which basically means that we are not tweaking around, we are completely revisiting. And we will want to do things very, very differently from what we have done in the past. And the effort, like I said earlier, will be to make it easy and convenient for the customer across all touch points with the institution, be it in the physical brick and mortar space or in the world of electronic interaction, internet, etc. So the idea is to look at all our processes, make sure that clear, transparent, very easily understandable and equally easily executable. So that is the purpose of Customer First.
So the bank is to take on the state-of-the-art risk management system which has straight-through processing for all our risk management transactions that happen right from the trade FX platforms to the core banking platforms. This reduces errors and offers a seamless execution as well. Going forward, I believe the entire concept of the Customer First experience, as part of the Customer First initiative, the entire GMG staff has geared up to embrace this with all their will and might.
We need to ensure that we have a customer-centric approach and look after all needs of the customer. It's not necessary that we have to focus on a particular requirement. We'll have to look at holistically to ensure that the requirements of customer at various stages have been addressed properly. For this purpose, it is necessary that we have a very continuous and meaningful engagement with the customer.
Here we have a bank that has the infrastructure and is trying to build client experience. So I think it requires a lot of time, money and resources, and I think the bank is committed towards that. It's not an easy task. It's going to take some time, but I think we are certainly going down the right path towards creating India's most convenient bank.
Over the last several business cycles and years, we've been building a customer base which is of significance now. We have been leading with respect to technology, innovation, and providing relevant customer experiences.
Of the many themes that emerged, we identified convenience as one of the key themes which is very important for our client. So convenience was shortlisted looking at several lenses. We looked at our key strengths, we also looked at customer needs. And then we went through all the complaints to identify what are the core issues that our clients are facing today. And we identified convenience as the key aspiration. Now, convenience could mean different things to different people. We looked at convenience and we redefined the convenience, what it means to us. So we've identified there are four lenses, S, E, F, T, where S stands for seamless, E for easy, F for fast, T for transparent. The way it goes through is that for every transaction and everything that we do, we need to make our transaction for the client convenient. So we redefine convenience. So convenience to us means SEFT, seamless, easy, fast and transparent. It should at least be transparent. And in as much as possible, it should be all four of them.
Now, let's take the marketplace. Today, the only differentiator left in this world is the service delivery. Our peers, our competition can always ape a product or a process or a policy in flat 24 hours. What they can't clone is the way we service the customer. And that's the differentiation in the marketplace. Now, in this regard, I think IndusInd Bank has chosen customer first as an initiative to take this organization to the next level. And why so? Because we feel that that's the only differentiator left in the marketplace. And I'm very passionate about customer first. Why? Because it's all about client responsiveness.
So at the end of the day, we want progressively all our customers, irrespective of the segments they are existing in, to be serviced in a manner that they feel the convenience and the benefits of ease in handling, and also in terms of the transparency that we bring to the table, so that they understand every aspect and every need and every requirement and the logic of the same.
I have taken the pledge for customer service and client experience. Have you?
I'm extremely passionate about doing everything correctly and ensuring that whoever I deal with has a good experience, not only of myself, but of my function, HR, or of the bank in general. I plan to bring this across to all of you all through various methods. Firstly, I think it's important to understand what the CEFT or the customer experience measurement matrix is. And I would like to first superimpose that onto what other various HR matrices that measure our service and our delivery to our organization. I think it would also be important to underline the CEFT and customer experience principles and see them as smarts and KRAs in each person's goals. And I think a key area that I would be working on is to ensure that this would be delivered seamlessly and easily to all our employees to understand how they fit into that, how these would fit into their KRAs.
For me, every employee of the bank, whether you are in front office or in back office, there is a part that we play and an impact that we have on clients. It really doesn't matter what job you do, what part of the process you are involved in. To me, being customer-centric means doing that job most efficiently and in the most customer-friendly manner, so that we support a seamless delivery of that service to our clients. We are not doing a favor to our customer by giving him a loan. In service industries like banking, merely delivery of a product is just not enough. What is important is when we give a loan, how have we made the customer feel? How has his experience with us? If that experience has been unpleasant, even after delivering the product, we have failed in our jobs because he is not coming back.
I'm responsible for investor relations and strategy in the bank. Customer experience has a direct correlation to investor relations because better customer relations and better customer experience translate into higher profits for the bank. And as an investor relations head, I'm able to communicate the opportunity that brings to our investors. My role in driving the customer first or the customer experience initiative, I see more as an external role. As part of investor relations, we have been talking about this project already and the sort of impact it can have on the bank. And I look forward to the next steps in terms of maybe, for example, articulating the vectors, the metrics that are coming out of this in terms of customer satisfaction, in terms of customer loyalty, and also in terms of the transaction intensity of customers interacting with the bank.
So how would CEFT be implemented within a risk world? Some of the thoughts that come to mind are, today we are in many ways, a traditional bank which relies a lot on paper. A lot of it is done through emails and things. By moving to more digitized environment, by moving paper through electronic means, by ensuring faster decisions and also letting people know at what state those decisions are in the credit world, for example, or in the credit administration world as to where the documentation status is, would make a big difference to the internal customers, who then can be transparent and tell their external customers to when they can deliver upon the requirements the external customer has.
Transparency to our customers is paramount in this initiative. To achieve the end goals of this, or to achieve the objectives of customer first, we need to go and work across departments and break down any silos which exist to ensure that the delivery is seamless from a customer perspective. To ensure that this initiative is successful, we need to keep in mind the concept of customer first and SEFT principles in our daily activities and our daily jobs and daily executions of activities that are being done. We need to understand and be attentive to what customer needs are and proactively address them where possible.
So I would want to make IndusInd the most convenient bank in India. And I would like to urge each one of you to participate in this wholeheartedly. I have taken the SEFT pledge. Have you?
It's all about client convenience. I also urge you as a team member that you also embrace this customer first. Whenever you're thinking, meeting a client, may it be an internal client, may it be an external client, think about customer first. Make customer first a DNA in your system. And I think you will be a winner all the way. Thank you. God bless.
One of the things that I expect to be offering out of an internal department like technology is to make sure that the power of technology be brought to bear in this initiative of customer first. And that will be widespread because it will be across every touch point, whether it is in terms of the internet, whether it is in terms of the payment possibilities, whether it is in terms of the account opening and access of client at the bank, whether it is efficiencies within the bank to make sure that we don't have cumbersome and onerous processes. And all of that, whether it is in terms of artificial intelligence that brings greater insight into what the customer wants from us, and in terms of creating a low-cost but effective structure in terms of customer servicing.
There are quite a couple of things that we've done at the Global Markets Group. Some of them that I would like to mention here. One is that we've digitized the entire vanilla product offering to our clients by way of providing electronic platforms which has seamless execution and automatic deal confirmations.
In those areas, our transformation journey is focused on ensuring delivery of the services ahead of statutorily required timelines. For example, if the TDS certificate is to be given after 45 days time, we are trying to ensure that across all customer segments, we'll send the SMS alerts to the customers about the tax deducted at source from their interest on time deposits. Similarly, we handle a complex legislation like GST. The compliance of GST is a big issue for most of the customers. Now in that area, what we have done is we have ensured a detailed FAQ is placed on the website of the bank, and going forward we'll ensure that the customers are given SMS alerts as and when the return regarding the GST deducted from the services we have rendered to them is filed in the form of return to the government authorities, which will help them to track their businesses, track their invoices properly.
Working in the risk world, our customers generally are thought of as by my team as the internal stakeholders, because the direct customer interaction is limited to very few people. But really the thought process that I want to drive within my team is customer, who's the customer of the bank, not the internal customer. So when one of my team members is serving an internal customer, they also need to keep in mind how it is going to impact the external customer. And that is very critical, because that is the experience that the external customer carries to the rest of the world, and word of mouth is the best way for a bank to become more sought after and for customers to remain loyal.
Customer